Hey, this is Maury from KSQD's Squid on the Street. On December 4th, 2024, United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was shot and killed by alleged assassin Luigi Mangione. The ethics on this incident and the role that privatized healthcare plays in it have been divisive. So today, I'm on the streets of Berkeley asking this. What's your take?
Oh, okay. That's a question I have to think about, actually.
Okay.
I think I can just talk, but I personally think that obviously murdering someone just because it politically or economically disagree with someone is you shouldn't do that. I think that to some extent an extremism. And I think the reaction that you've sort of seen on social media and Twitter, obviously reflects that there is something very deeply rooted wrong with the American healthcare system. And I completely agree with that. And I think healthcare is a human right. But I think that the American healthcare is the incentives are wrongly skewed. Specifically, it's not the doctors or the patients who set the incentives, it's the insurance companies, which doesn't make any sense. And I think the American healthcare system definitely does need change, but not in a form of radicalized change like this.
I think our U.S. healthcare is broken to the point of almost irreparable damage, and I understand people's frustrations, and we just really need to hold people more accountable, and I'm not sure how to do that with the system being as broken as it is. So like what you're doing, getting people engaged and talking, that's probably a good thing.
The healthcare scandal, as in murder, you mean? I don't really have a take. I think it's a horrible thing. I think the healthcare system is a horrible system, and I accept that and take a deep breath and pay my premium and go in and have my prostate surgery, which I did 4 months ago.
I first heard about the scandal through TikTok, and I feel like that's quite sad that the youth hear a lot of stuff just from social media and not from an actual source, a news source. Healthcare wise, I feel like the United States could definitely do better on more accessible healthcare, but that's all I can speak on. I don't know much else about anything.
Our healthcare system is, and I have good healthcare, et cetera, et cetera. I have lived in Europe and spent quite a bit of time with that healthcare system, where they have a much more sane and progressive, if you want to call it, single payer system. This country has something slightly different. And what I know is that tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of Americans are pissed off as hell about the healthcare that they get. I think it's irreparably broke. And this is, again, from a professional in healthcare for over 40 years, who knows it inside and out.
So, dear listeners, take these answers into consideration and ask yourself this. What is your take? This has been Maury for KSQD's Squid on the Street. Many voices, one station.